So I would love to share a client story with you all. So I had this client who I was seeing for the last 2 months, with her primary concern being that she wanted to conceive. And she went through a couple of IVF cycles which were unsuccessful. And while I was counseling her, I realized a lot of things about her life that needed help. She said she left her job, which gave her a lot of sense of unfulfillment. And that's when I told her, why don't you pick up something part-time, at least for a sense of identity and a direction for your thoughts to be in the right place. And then she said she had ailing in-laws that was taking up a lot of her time and energy, though she was doing it lovingly and happily, but that left her with very little time for self-care and time to follow a healthy regime. And that's when I suggested her to get some help for herself, to take off the burden off her shoulders so that it could give her more time for her to focus on herself. And the next thing that was really important was her obsession about conceiving immediately. And while I was talking to her, she said, you know what, Neha, my time is ticking. I'm already 35. So I'm really worried that I need to conceive like right now. And I realized this obsession of hers was actually stopping her from getting the results she really wanted. And that's when I told her, how about just surrendering your problem to the higher power? And she said, Neha, what do you mean by surrender? Do you mean that I shouldn't do anything and just sit? And that's when I explained to her what surrender meant. I told her surrender doesn't mean that you don't do anything. It means you do everything that you need to do your treatments, take your medicines, do everything that needs to be done to get to your goal, but with a sense of detachment from the results. And with the faith that there is a higher power that's taking care of us, and no matter how much we try to control things, everything happens at its right time and in the divine timing. And that's when she said, I think this is the only option I have right now, to have faith and surrender, because I've tried everything else. I've tried to do everything, but it hasn't worked. And moral of the story is sometimes having faith in the process and surrendering to the higher power, knowing that everything is happening and unfolding at the right time for us, is what gets us whatever we want in life.